let me push that button here. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. This is Finding Your Why. We're on Chapter 3. We're doing Chapter 3. And Finding Your Why by Simon Sinek. Today is January 3rd, 2018. Chapter 3, Why Discover for Individuals. We're on Chapter 3, which is page 40. All right. This section is for any individual who wants to learn their personal why. Whether you're an entrepreneur, work at a company, or student, or stay-at-home parent, the process is the same. If you want to find the why of a team or a group, head over to the next chapter, which explains the tribe approach. Like most things, the why discovery process is most efficient and effective when you're fully prepared. See the diagrams below to get an understanding of the process that you will be going through. Next, we'll walk through these 7 steps one by one. Find your partner. Remember to find your why. You need to pan for gold in the river of your past, recalling stories of your life and career from which your significant themes can emerge. Only you can retrieve those stories from the memory, but when it comes to interpreting them, a second set of eyes and ears, a partner, is invaluable. Listening to your stories, your partner can offer a perspective that is nearly impossible to see for yourself. Finding the right partner is an important part of the process. That doesn't mean you must find a trained psychologist or coach, just someone who generally wants to help you find your why. The partner section on page 43 will teach them how to do the rest. The role of the partner will be to take notes as you share your stories and ask questions that will help you find deeper meaning and significance in them. The partner is there to help identify the golden thread, the recurring themes and ideas that are basis for your why. You don't have to know your partner well, but we recommend that it's someone with whom you feel comfortable sharing personal information and feelings. Though counterintuitive, we don't recommend selecting a partner who knows you too well. In our experience, spouses, close relatives, and best friends have a hard time being objective. You don't want someone who may be tempted to either tell your story for you or correct ones that you tell. The best partners will be hearing your stories for the first time. The best partners are innately curious, which makes them great at listening and great at asking follow-up questions. Someone tries to get to know you a little better will almost always ask more probably unexpected and thoughtful questions. Someone who thinks they already know everything about you. Someone who will listen and take notes as you recall your stories. Again, there are someone who generally wants to help you discover your why. Get your partner up to speed. Once the person you've chosen has accepted your invitation to help, we highly recommend that you start by showing them Simon's talk so they can understand the basic concept of the golden circle. To support your partner, we've included the video and the content from the partner selection below online. Have your partner read this section before you get started so they can prepare their role and response. Partner section. Welcome. Thank you for agreeing to help someone discover and begin to articulate their why, the purpose, cause, or belief that drives them. For us, Peter and David, helping someone find their why is one of the most inspiring things we do in our jobs. We love the opportunity to partner with someone and see them light up when they are finally able to put their why into terms. Even though we've done hundreds of these, it's always inspiring. Now you get to be partnered. We'd be lying if we said we weren't a little jealous. So have fun and enjoy the gift you're about to give someone. At the end of your time together, the goal is to have a draft version of their why statement in hand. They will serve as a filter for the decisions they make so they can find as much joy and fulfillment in their work and career as possible. This section is designed to give you the tips and tools you need to support them. Don't worry, you don't need to be a therapist or coach to be a great partner. You just need to have a desire to help your companion find their why. We'll be here to guide you step by step through the process. In Appendix 2 of this book on page 227, we've also included a summary of all the tips and questions you'll need so that you don't have to refer back to the chapter during the why discovery process. At its core, the why is an origin story. Who we are is the sum total of all the experience we've had growing up, the lessons we've learned, the teachers we had, and the things we did. In order to help our companion discover their why, you'll need to listen to the stories from their past. Their why represents who they are at their natural best and will be revealed through specific stories and experiences that affect their life and shape who they are. Your role. Your main role is to listen to the stories, then ask thoughtful questions that will help them dig deeper to find the underlying meaning of each memory. As you listen, you'll take notes, identifying themes, ideas, words, or phrases that recur in the stories. These themes will weave together into gold thread to define who they are in their natural best. During this process, it's essential that you put aside your own biases. Don't allow what you know about the person or even what you think you may know to cloud your objectivity. What's most important is that you be fully present, meaning you will avoid distractions and stay completely focused on the task at hand. The why discovery process is not a therapy session or a mentoring moment. It's not a time for you to offer your opinion or advice or to solve problems. Your job is to be an active listener. How to be an active listener. Active listening is about hearing more than the words that are said. It's about understanding the meaning, motivation, or emotion behind those words. Some of the techniques of active listening are simple. Make eye contact, acknowledge verbal and nonverbal what the other person says, e.g., offer affirmations like go on or nod your head as you understand things. Invite them to say more about what happened or how they feel about it. Pay particular attention to nonverbal cues, facial expressions, body language, and even long pauses. All serve as clues to how the story makes them feel. The stories you will hear are some of the most meaningful of their life, and they may evoke strong feelings, pride, love, fulfillment, fear, belonging, loneliness. All these and more might show up in different ways. Some people get more animated as their hands more, sit on the edge of their seats, raise their voice. Others may get choked up or become soft spoken and reflective. You won't be able to write down everything they say. However, be sure to take notes on what they are saying when you see a visual or emotional cue. These may be important details as you start to find the common thread later on. How to dig deeper. How to dig deeper. We often find that people begin their stories with straightforward facts. What happened, when it happened, and who was there. It's what we naturally do when we tell stories. While these details are important to set context to what will be shared, next, they won't help you get to the why, because the why is connected to feelings. Sharing feelings is a very important part of the process. The goal is to help them express the feeling and emotions they felt at the time. It's really hard to connect with a feeling when we speak in generalities. We can't stress enough that the stories your companion shares need to be very specific. For example, they might at first say, I used to visit my grandparents every summer during school break. It was a lot of fun. As a partner, you won't get much juice from that. You want the person to connect with a specific summer, specific event, or interaction. If the first pass of the story is unemotional, try digging deeper with something like, of all the summers you spent with your grandparents, tell me about the one that stands out the most. The goal is that they actually get specific, which might sound something like, I remember the summer when I was 13. I just had my birthday and I was officially a teenager. I felt really grown up and wanted to do grown up things. I remember working in the yard with my grandpa. He let me use the lawnmower and I felt like he trusted me with something important. It gave me a sense of confidence. There's a lot more to explore in that version of the story. Partner tip. If you notice that your companion starts speaking in generalities or responds with general story when you're asked for something specific, don't let them off the hook just to be nice. It will make it more difficult to find their why and much more difficult to tie their themes back to their stories, which is really important. Remember, the why is not who we are aspired to be. It's who we truly are. The stories are tangible, proof of who they truly are. If they tell you right off the bat how the experience made them feel, don't take what they say at face value. Ask clarifying questions. Often the expression of feeling indicate an underlying and significant lesson or particular relationship that embodies who they truly are today. If emotions are the proverbial smoke, the underlying meaning is the fire.